A Dane County Circuit judge is considering a case that would potentially restore collective bargaining rights to union workers.
Political reporter Dariel Fair joins us live from the Capitol with the latest. Dariel.
Brandon, Amber, the controversial law garnered national attention as Act 10 nearly banned collective bargaining for union employees across the state. The legislation is now facing new challenges more than a decade later as Wisconsin's teachers and public workers filed a lawsuit this past November. A Dane County Circuit Court judge heard oral arguments in that case today. He's tasked with determining whether the law is unconstitutional. Plaintiffs in the case argue they were not given the same protections as public safety unions like the state's Capitol Police and firefighters. The plaintiffs also argue that public safety officials were granted exemptions that were not offered to other public employees. A similar argument that was brought forward in 2014 to the state Supreme Court's then conservative majority.
Act 10 created two categories of public employees, so-called general employees who are stripped of effectively all of their bargaining rights, and so-called public safety employees who retained effectively all of their bargaining rights. The distinction that Act 10 created between these groups of employees lacks a rational basis.
Republicans in the legislature have called for the lawsuit to be dismissed, arguing Act 10 has survived previous challenges in the courts.
Rational basis is the legislature decided that this passage of Act 10 could create labor disruption. And what it decided was that there were certain job categories that it could not live without. And it looked to, I believe reasonably, the protective participant occupation list.
The case aims to undo the state's current restrictions against public employees to negotiate fair wages, and if the judge rules in the plaintiff's favor, it would restore public workers' rights to collective bargaining. At the end of today's hearing, the judge said he would provide his written statement on the case. Live from the Capitol, Dariel Fair, 27 News.